Good evening and welcome to the April Safety Services and License Committee hearing. Madam Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Present.
Councilman Riley,
Present.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Present.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Present.
Councilman Campiano,
Present.
Council Vice President Ferry, Council President Paplaskas.
Present.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes from the last meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, we will start with committee business matters carried over. First, we have a holiday sales license. This is for CVS Pharmacy number 5868, continued from March 7th, 2022. There was a question about store hours. Is there anyone here representing CVS, either in person or on Zoom? Councilman Vargas?
Yes, thank you. I do want to say that I received a phone call from CVS from it was not the manager because I spoke to the manager. I went in just to kind of let them know that there was a situation that the constituents were concerned about in that area. She was going to let someone within higher management know. I did receive a phone call and they were telling me they were adjusting their time to 10 p.m. However, there was a letter that was sent out. I would have expected them to be here. We sent them a letter. If they're not, maybe just so we can get them on the record, either way, I would still recommend continuing this for next month.
I agree. Would you like to make that motion?
Motion to continue for next month.
I'd ask a solicitor, can I take public comment on a license that we're continuing, or would it be more appropriate to take that comment when see someone representing CVS is here?
Well, is this the second time that this has been on
Yes,
For
this
the
is
committee.
continued from March.
and no one has appeared? tonight?
Well, didn't tell them the first time it was for a holiday and renewal, but on this case, this would be their first time.
Okay, but they've been on notice at least twice that they were to appear before the committee for one reason or another. Well, normally on a motion to continue, as you know, we normally don't entertain public input. However, I think it's in the board's discretion. If these people came out tonight and they want to be heard, it's going to be contained in the record no matter what. So I don't see any harm in letting them be heard now. Like I said, it's in the discretion of the committee, but I would let them if it were me.
Okay. Solicitor, do I need to, someone need to make a motion for that and we vote on it, or can I just elect to have them heard?
I think you can just elect. I don't think you need a motion for that.
Okay, so I would like to do so since everyone's here. I don't want you to have to come back or waste your valuable time. So if you could just come up one at a time, please. Okay, just press the button on the microphone so it lights green. You don't have to hold it after that. And then you just,
Here, push it.
and if you could just state your name and your address for the record, and then you can have a couple minutes to speak, okay?
Sure. So my name is Kathy Daly. I live at 182 Arnold Avenue. I'm here with my husband to oppose extended hours and to also discuss another item. However, I don't know if you remember, but 11 years ago, CVS proposed to build a 24-hour store on the corner of Norwood and Broad. 700 residents came together and a number of meetings and negotiated with them that they would open. I closed at 10 o'clock like Walgreens across the street with their lights off at 10:30. They did mention at that time if Walgreens did want to extend their hours that they would also do that. However, that hasn't been the case. You know that it's a residential area. the lighting comes off at 10:30 as it does on at Walgreens. It is a residential area. CVS is kind of the gateway into a historic neighborhood. We really oppose the fact that they want to go later. And to be frank, I'm concerned that they're going to keep pushing this and try to get a 24-hour notice. The other thing I don't understand is why we weren't, or myself and neighbors, why we weren't notified if we were 200 feet away from the property line. I think there's a code in the licenses and regulations, hours of business, that says that people within so many feet need to be notified if there's an exchange in hours or if they want to extend hours. I think that applies to this. I've never been notified. I know that my neighbor George has never been notified. I don't know if, is that accurate? You may want to.
I think that notification is for an all-night license for 24 hours.
I know what you're saying, because I
Yeah.
read the code, and I know Steve Sykos years ago put in an ordinance that people wouldn't need to be notified. So I read the code, and it says, you know, certainly from over 1 o'clock that you have to, but there's something in the beginning that says people that are trying to extend hours need, the people around them need to be notified within 200 feet. If you read the code, it does say that in the beginning of it, and then it goes into 1 to 4. So I'm kind of confused about it, but
We'll definitely have the solicitor look into it
okay,
and make
great.
sure
I
we're not doing
appreciate that.
anything wrong.
I
for sure.
appreciate that. I mean, the concern is obviously lighting, it's the crime, it's the trash. We really want to preserve the Edgewood. It's a lovely place to live. We all love it there. And I can tell you that this is just the beginning. I just found this out. I came home from Florida and saw the lights on and said, what's happening? I mean, I have a petition here with over 50 signatures, and I had just begun this. So as I've said, 10 years ago, there were 700 people that were very upset about it. But I also want to bring to your attention, and I took these, is the trash in the parking lot has been a problem for 10 years. It's just crazy. Now, they've promised to be good neighbors. That was they promised to be good neighbors, and they have not been. So this is complaint line. Nobody calls you back. A woman told me today that it's been 6 months, they don't call you back. So what happened in the beginning was it was so awful that I would talk to the manager, I'd call the complaint line, then they'd call the manager who would call me and say, there's nothing I can do. So I don't know if you know this, but they do not have anybody clean their parking lot from October to May. From May, they have yard work come and they clean the parking lot. But from October to May, they have no one. Now, the thing that I don't understand is Walgreens doesn't have this problem. Their parking lot is never a mess. Why is it that CVS can't pick up the parking lot? I don't understand it. The pictures are pretty amazing, right? And this is all the time. It's not once in a while, it's all the time. I can take the pictures and.
Ma'am, do you have these pictures electronically that you could send to us to make part of the record? Do you have the pictures electronically that you could email?
Hi, Paul McCauley, Deputy Chief of Staff to the Mayor. We did receive some complaints regarding the trash at CVS. And my Director of Constituent Affairs put a call into CVS this morning. And they are going to address it. We'll follow up on that to make sure that they absolutely do.
Mr. Holt has, when he was working, had gone there numerous times to tell them to clean it up, and it's never stuck. So I'm not sure how we keep them on this, or why Walgreens is always clean. I think they have their staff go out and do it. And he has told, that the manager has told me, the last manager, John, said, you know, I don't know what to do about it. They won't give me anybody to clean the parking lot. So
We're fairly persistent in our office. We'll keep on them.
thank you.
And feel free to call me. Again, my name's Paul McCauley.
Okay,
I'm in the mayor's office, but we'll follow up on this.
terrific.
As I said, the deputy, the director of constituent affairs has already contacted them this morning.
Uh-huh.
And they've assured us that they're going to resolve it. And we'll follow up and make sure they're true to their word.
Okay,
thank you.
I
right.
really appreciate it.
Mhm.
The other, I don't know, can we have, if they've decided to do 10 o'clock, can we have it? Could we have that in writing? I mean, do you think that they would put it in writing that they're going to change their hours to 10 o'clock?
What I would, thank you. What I would say is, because we are sending them another letter,
Uh-huh.
once again, not only on the holiday sale, but on the extended hours, we might as well add the trash as well on there, Rosalba, if we may, on there as well. And have them come in next month
Okay,
at the safety services meeting then,
Mhm.
and then talk about the hours on their end. And you're more than welcome to come again
Okay,
as
yeah.
well.
okay,
But I'd say let's wait for them to come in. As I mentioned earlier, they did say that they close at 10 o'clock. They would be closing at 10 o'clock. I did go by on Saturday night. They did close at 10 o'clock.
okay,
However, it doesn't take away the fact that there's obviously the trash in the area. So
right.
have no problem having that conversation as well. And maybe on our end, on the city side, I'm not sure we have anything on record, perhaps that goes back to the timing that was agreed upon, or if it had a sunset as well. I'm not sure if it expired at any given point or not, which I think, were you the woman that I spoke with on the phone?
Yes.
Okay, about it, yes, as well.
Committee member, council member, I did check into that. It was basically a gentleman's agreement back then. There was just a handshake. There's nothing on record. Am I,
Yeah, and checking the records of, I believe it was 2011, when they got granted the license,
right,
there were no restrictions placed on the license as far as the hours, and there was no discussion at the meeting about the hours. So any of that discussion might have taken place outside of,
right. But
Safety
we'll make
services.
sure that we get some concrete word from them.
Yeah, that
And-
would
and-
be
and hold
terrific.
them
Because
to
there's
it.
certainly people that can come and testify that they know that they said they would close at 10.
Right, Right.
So if we need to do that, we certainly can get those people here.
I don't
So I'd
think-
appreciate if we could get it in writing.
So to the solicitor, we have the ability at that time to decide whether we want to put a restriction on the license itself, and that's what makes it be in writing, correct?
Yes, you do. The committee always has discretion to place whatever reasonable restrictions it feels are necessary pursuant to really to any license. So yes.
Let me just add that you know that they have three CVS, two 24 hours within 2.3 miles. I mean, and one down the street on Broad Street, which is less than a mile and a half away, these are, if they need a pharmacy open. The truth is, they close their pharmacy earlier. So I'm not sure why they need to stay open an hour later anyway. I wasn't sure what the purpose of that was. But they
Okay.
can address that.
Well, when they're
next month.
here, I'd like them to be here to be able to speak on their own behalf, and we can decide at that point what kind of restrictions we want to put
Excellent.
on the license, and then those will be set in stone with the
I-
license.
I
Okay?
appreciate that.
All
Do we
right.
have George, do you want
Yep, whoever is next. And ma'am, if you want to take the photos and just email copies so you have them, then you can email us copies so you have your originals in case you need them, okay? If you go right on the city website, you can email it to Paul Macaulay.
Director,
Yep. Okay, thank you so much. Is there anyone else here present in the audience or on Zoom? Go right ahead.
Yeah, my name is Senator Joshua Miller. Yep. And I just want the council to know and the committee to know that I was present during those negotiations with CVS in 2011. And to my best recollection, one of the many components to have them agree with not only the licensing then, but also the neighbors then, was to have a 10 o'clock limit on when they would be open. That's my best recollection. Yeah, to be open till 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Senator. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak on this topic? We can submit it as part of the record if you'd like, ma'am. Is there anyone on Zoom who wishes to speak on this topic?
See no public comment.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes,
if you're accepting that petition, we should do that by motion. So let someone propose a motion second to accept the petition, make it part of the record.
Like to move to have the petition entered as part of the record.
Second.
any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes,
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
okay, thank you. Moving on to the next matter, under committee business matters carried over, we have a road race license for Ragnar Events LLC. This was a no-show continued from March 7th, 2022. I have an Amber Sadler. She's noted she may be attending by Zoom.
Chairwoman, we didn't motion to continue the matter yet. I move to continue.
Second.
Any discussion? This is for CVS. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes,
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
thank you. And is Amber Sadler attending by Zoom? Do we see anyone on Zoom?
There's no public comment.
Is there an Amber Sadler in the audience tonight? No?
Motion to continue with notice.
Any discussion? Yes,
I have a
Council President.
I have a question. Will this race be before the next safety services meeting?
It looks May 20th. And our next meeting is probably May, first week in May.
Okay, I just have one question to Major Padalano. Have they talked to you at all yet about the road race? I assume some streets might need to be closed. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Major. We did have a motion and a second. So I'll ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes,
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
I have a question, I'm sorry.
I did. The motion, I think, was to continue, but I asked the question if they had been notified yet about any street closings, and I don't think so. But I think we're going to meet before the next meeting.
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
okay, moving on to public hearings. First on the list, we have a Class BV liquor license transfer. This is from 848 Park Ave Associates to Historic Park Theater LLC, DBA Historic Park Theater. Is there anyone present representing the Historic Park Theater? Hi, thank you. And I will ask, before you introduce yourself, is there anyone here from the public to speak for or against this license transfer? And is there anyone on Zoom?
There's no public comment on Zoom.
Okay, and I ask you to please give your name and address for the record.
Sure. Jeff Quinlan, 1220 Ives Road, Warwick, Rhode Island.
Okay, thank you. And I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we're now open for discussion. Mr. Quinlan, can you please just give us a quick summary of this license transfer?
Sure. Good evening, members of the committee. My name is Jeff Quinlan, proud new co-owner of 848 Park Avenue and principal of Historic Park Theater LLC, formally before you this evening in pursuit of the transfer of licenses for the facility that is just across the street. In sum, our vision for the site includes 4 key operations. First being the main theater space featuring 1,015 seats in a main lobby. The second being a cafe space, which will be commonly known as the Park Place Cafe, serving coffee, pastries, breakfast items, lunch items, and evening desserts. Third will be the Comedy Hall, coined the Comedy Park, which is a collaboration with Funny for Fun's founder, Bill Simus. And lastly, the Supper Club upstairs, which will be branded the Rolf, a classic Hollywood-style supper club featuring dinner and small stage acts, as well as guest chef series guest chef series dinner events. There will be 5 delineated areas in the facility where intoxicating beverages will be dispensed, which will be the main theater lobby, the second floor upstairs balcony lobby, the cafe, the comedy hall, and the supper club. We are eager to move toward a gradual phased opening of the facility, starting with the comedy hall at the end of this month and the main theater space in mid-May. The cafe and supper club will be part of a phase 3 opening in the summer months. I'm happy to answer any questions the committee members may have this evening or address any concerns.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quinlan. Any questions or comments from the committee? Councilwoman Jermaine?
Thank you, Council Chairman. Thank you so much for coming to before us. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And we have this historic park we opened, and I think this is really will be great for the Clintonian, particularly people of our square. And what will be the hours of our operations?
So it will vary. The cafe will be open at 8 a.m. That will be the first component of the facility that will be open on a 7-day basis per week. Obviously, our acts going on show nights will mostly feature a start time of 7 p.m. The supper club, which will have more extended hours, will be more of an 8 p.m. start, but will have extended closing hours to 1 a.m.
Would you serve breakfast 8 a.m.? Is that
Yes, yep. So we're gonna coffee, pastries, breakfast items. Yes.
okay? Thank you. No further.
Mr. Quinlan, what time would the cafe close and what time do you think show nights?
So another component of the cafe will be a dessert hour post-show, which will also include cocktail service. We will be looking to have those hours be a full 1 a.m. close with the BV.
Thank you. I'd like to open up other questions from members of the committee. Council President?
Thank you, Chair. First off, Mr. Quinlan, I just want to thank you for your investment and reinvestment into the city. I know you have investments in the city in the Thirsty Beaver and other places, and certainly appreciate you taking on the project across the street. I don't think anyone here on the council wants to see that building empty, and we look forward to what you do with it. My only concern was on show nights. Will you be sending us a list or before we got updated, just so that way the committee would know what's going on across the street? So just so we would know.
Yes, absolutely. So we will be providing the committee with our calendar of events, specifically the larger show nights in the main theater hall. The other areas of the building won't be drawing as much. So I guess my question to the committee is, how much of our calendar do you need from us for the other components of the facility?
I think in the past, honestly, it's just the big shows, you know,
Okay.
where there'll be a lot of people crossing the street or crossing Park Avenue, that kind of thing. So I think just the big nights would be my concern. I mean, I'll leave it open to the chair's discretion. But other than that, I look forward to supporting this application and can't wait to come see a show at the Park Theater. Thank you.
Council President.
Councilwoman Vargas?
Yes, thank you, Chairwoman. Mr. Quinlan, I just had a quick question for you. I think in the past, there was a contract with 848 in parking at City Hall, and there was a fee associated as well that the city would actually get from the previous owners or even before that time. I'm not sure how long ago that contract is. Is that still the case now with 848 in the city of Cranston?
Yes, so there's a 10-year lease agreement with the city. We are in year 5. We were assigned that agreement through the transaction with 848. The annual fee on that is $1. So we will be keeping up with that and maintaining that contract, and also obviously also looking to renew that when the time comes. It's through 2027.
20, okay, so there's 5 years. All
Right.
right, so we actually get $1.
Correct.
All right. Wasn't sure what the revenue
No
dollar
problem.
amount was, but that's interesting. And that's the entire back lot, right, of City Hall?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and within that contract, the liability as well, is that part of the contract as well? God
Yes,
forbid,
so
God forbid
the
something
city of
happens
Cranston will
to
be named
people.
as an additional insured under our policy, which we can provide evidence to the committee or to the clerk's office.
All right, great, thank you.
Councilwoman Marino?
Thank you. I just want to clarify, tonight, the only license before the committee is the liquor license transfer, not any other license in terms of the operation of the business or entertainment, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
I would just like
That
to
is what
maybe
is
address the clerk's
here.
office. I believe we filed all paperwork related to,
One moment,
all
let me
licenses.
look forward and see if it's somewhere else, because sometimes liquor is separate.
Did you apply for the victual license?
we did, yeah, it was part of the full package related to the transfer.
Yes, so I apologize. The license clerk did not put the victualling or the public entertainment. You also had to apply for the public entertainment.
Correct.
Will you be opening prior to May, the first week of May?
Yes, so we are looking to open the Comedy Hall the end of this month as part of our phased opening. The other components of the facility will be later, but we do have commitments for the end of this month for the comedy room.
Solicitor?
Well, I'm concerned because there's an open meetings issue here because this was advertised only as a liquor license transfer. And I don't think the committee can vote on any other license at this point.
Can you just confirm for me that I could call a special meeting prior to the commitments if necessary to get those licenses taken care of, because they did apply for them. So it was a mistake on behalf of the city.
Yeah, would only take about 15 minutes, not even. We can
Maybe
call
a half
meeting
hour
on time.
before the full council meeting, do a special.
Okay, would that be okay?
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Based on the license we have before us today, Councilman Riley, do you have any comments or questions?
Just a quick question so we can save time when it comes. I know we were talking about the parking. Is there a procedure in place for crossing the street? I know, excuse me, this is going to be late at night. Is there a procedure for police details and how that's going to be handled?
We are looking to work with the mayor's office and we have had discussions about lighting and maintenance of or improvements to the walkway from the parking lot to Park Avenue and across Park Avenue. We need to follow up with the mayor's office on progress on that. We would like to see a crosswalk in place there to control that traffic. We will have a parking management company out in the parking lots for big show nights, directing traffic flow and directing patrons to the facility. In terms of police detail, that was another question of mine. What does the committee need from us, or how is that triggered? Is it a estimated count, guest count? Is it strictly, or has it been done strictly just based on large show night regardless of size? I guess that would be a question for the committee.
I think the applicant makes a good point, and those are some things maybe we should check into to have ready for the special meeting. And then we can follow up on that to make sure those loose ends are tied up.
Major Catalano's here. Major Catalano, are you still here? Do you have any insight on this real quick? Would it be similar to what we do at Roads on the Patuxent?
Yeah, correct. Under the charter, the police chief governs that. And would go by the number of people you expect at the facility on it every evening, depending on what type of shows you're having and how many people you plan on, or how many tickets you sell in advance, or however you can come up with an estimate. But you definitely need police there if you're gonna have over 200 people there or thereafter.
Okay, so 200 is the,
That's right around the number that they start at, and under the charter, I believe they start around 200. They ask that there's one officer there. Especially if there's, a lot of people like places like to hire 4 or 5 security guards or whatnot, but if something erupts out there or there's a disturbance or any other type of issue, they really can't intervene. So it's always good to have a police officer there, but we can discuss that, have a meeting at some point down the road when you're ready to start having events there.
okay, great. Yeah, we will have in-house security, maintaining the facility. So
Sure.
in conjunction with your department, would love to
Yep, no
finalize
problem.
that.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Council President.
Through the chair to Mr. Quinlan, what date did you say your first show is in the comedy club?
April 29.
April 29th. Okay, when's our meeting? The 25th?
The council meeting is April 25th.
Okay, so we probably shoot for a special meeting on the 25th
Okay,
to
thank you.
accommodate that.
Are there?
And through
Councilman
the chair,
Riley?
I'm sorry. And one last thing, you had said you'd have a parking management company. Are you going to be charging for parking?
We are not.
Okay,
No, we are not.
all right, thank you.
Any further questions or comments from the committee or other council members who are present? Okay, there being none, I'll say thank you for coming before us tonight, Mr. Quinlan. I'm very excited for the Park Theater to open. Thank you for your patience and willingness to return on the 25th. If you get any more information, either through the mayor's office or with the police, if you could bring that to that meeting, that would be great. So if there's any more questions. That being it, I'd say clerk, please take the roll on the beverage license.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Moving forward, we have an expansion of premises license. This is for LSF Cranston LLC, DBA Legal Seafoods. Is there a Thomas Clancy or otherwise representative here from Legal Seafood? Okay, thank you. And is there anyone on Zoom or here in the public who would like to comment about this license? Okay, ma'am, one moment. Before Mr. Quinlan spoke, we had asked for public comment. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you, because we've already closed public comment on that, but we have 2 more licenses to vote on for them on the 25th. Is it possible for you to comment then? The 25th, April 25th? Hold on 1 moment. Solicitor, with public comment closed on that matter, would it be appropriate to ask for these comments to be made on the 25th?
To reopen public comment is always a matter of discretion, but I would simply point out that the only matter that was heard by the committee was the transfer of the liquor license. The Park Theater cannot operate yet until the other licenses are approved. So it's really an exercise in futility, in my opinion, to reopen it. However, it's always within your discretion, but I really don't see what it will accomplish tonight.
Ma'am, I would ask if you could come back on the 25th when because we are not licensing them to open right now. We only license for the transfer of the liquor license. And if you would like to speak with us outside of chambers and get any questions answered prior to that meeting.
Um,
Councilwoman Vargas.
Can we have maybe the Director Macaulay go out and speak to her in the hallway if possible, and that'll probably help out?
I need actually, you are in charge of traffic, sir? Major? Are you in charge of traffic? You are. Well, I
Okay,
guess you,
that
I
would
could
be-
probably use you.
Okay, it would be lovely if we could take this into the hallway
I will.
and then I would love for you to come back on the 25th.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you
need
so
your
much.
action.
And if you would like to email any of us on the council, you can go right on the city website and our emails will be there. And I'm
Don't
the,
even, forget it, because nobody answers anybody. I mean, when you start doing emails and things, nobody answers phones, nobody gets back to you. I've already been this route for over 2 years.
I'm sorry to hear that. If you call me on my cell phone, I promise you, I will answer you.
Right. When people can't answer phones or take messages and talk to people, we have a problem in a whole I'm not an iPhone person. I'm over 70 years old, so.
Okay, Mr. Macaulay? Thank you, ma'am. Okay, back to Legal Seafoods. Is there anyone present in the public or right here in chambers or on Zoom who would like to speak about Legal Seafoods?
There's no public comment on Zoom.
No, okay, I'll entertain a motion.
A motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we're now open for discussion. Sir, can you please just state your name and address for the record?
Sure. My name's Tom Clancy, 22 Fairway Drive in Barrington.
Okay, Mr. Clancy, I'll give you the opportunity now just to take a couple minutes to explain this license that you are applying for, and then committee members will ask you
Sure.
questions.
We're looking for a patio permit right next door to Legal Seafoods in Garden City. We've had one there for the last 2 years under the emergency situation with the mayor due to the pandemic, and we found that a lot of our guests liked it. So we'd like to do it again this year. We were just talking earlier, we're getting about, we still have a lot of guests that don't want to dine inside due to the pandemic and due to concerns. So we're going to do it's about a 12 table little patio right outside the building. It's in the parking lot right next door to the building. It's been approved by the mall management, and we've gotten all the appropriate signatures with the town of Cranston to be able to do this. We're going to have Jersey barriers up, so there can't be any vehicles going through that area for the safety end. We're going to put some landscaping in there to make it look a little prettier, so that you're not feeling like you're sitting in a parking lot and so on. But it's pretty much, if you drove by, we were in Garden City last year and you kind of saw it, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. If you were looking at the building that was there last year, except we're not doing the tent, we're just doing the outside patio.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee for Mr. Clancy?
I don't have any
Yeah.
questions, just a comment. I remember seeing the setup that you had, and I think everybody probably saw it if you were passing through Garden City the last couple of years. Looked extremely safe with the Jersey barriers. It was its own separate area. Cars weren't near there, so I'll be supporting this application.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Councilman Riley?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Yeah, I'd like to just say I'm going to fully support this. You guys have been a great neighbor in Garden City. You definitely spruced up that part of the park, and I enjoyed coming to the establishment and the outdoor seating. So I'll definitely be supporting that tonight.
Thank you.
And anyone else? Nope, I'll just close it out and say I do enjoy eating outside at the establishment. So I'm glad that you'll be continuing the expansion.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, if there's no further comment, Council President, yeah?
I have one comment. I'm not sure if the sign off on the application.
He did.
He did?
Yeah, I handed it to him personally.
Okay, all right. So traffic engineer
Yeah, we
signed
had
off. that-
Traffic engineer on there, we had zoning on there, we had police on there, and we had fire on there.
Awesome. I was going to amend the motion pending traffic, but since you already did
No,
it, we're good to
it's-
go.
It's already
Thank
done.
you.
Okay, then the motion stands as is. Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clancy.
Thank you.
Next, we have a second-hand license. This is for Mike's Memorabilia. Is there anyone here representing Mike's Memorabilia? You can come forward, please. And is there anyone on Zoom or here in chambers from the public who'd like to speak for or against this application?
No public comment on Zoom.
Okay, and I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Open for discussion. Can you please just introduce yourself and give us your address?
Mary Flaherty, 45 Eric Court in Cranston.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Flaherty. Can you please just explain the application for this license?
I'm just here on my husband's behalf. He's in Florida. He's one of the thousands of people that his flights were canceled yesterday, so he's not coming back till tomorrow morning. So we just asked that I come here in person. So we own the commercial property. It was a liquor store, the Cork and Bottle, and we sold that license, and now he wants to open this memorabilia and collectible.
Okay, excellent. Do you know what kind of memorabilia he intends to be selling or a mix?
A mix. I say he's a hoarder. He says it's a collector. It's junk to me. But to him, they're all valuables.
Understood.
So we need to get the license so we can clean out the garage.
Yes.
Are there any questions or comments from the committee?
I'll just ask what the hours, what do you think the hours will
I
be?
think he's thinking about 12 to 7, I think.
Okay, what date, do you know the days?
The days?
Days of the week?
I don't know if he's doing 6 days, maybe Monday through Saturday,
Okay, all right, excellent.
I think.
Okay, any other questions? No? All right, well, thank you for coming before us tonight, and I'll ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, next we have a holiday sales license. This is for Oakland Ave Food Mart LLC. Is there anyone here representing them? Okay, if you could come forward. Is there anyone online who would like to speak for or against this license application?
No public comment.
Is there anyone present in chambers to speak for or against this application? No? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Open for discussion. If you could please just give us your first name and your address and then explain what you're doing with this license.
Hazim Dababini, sorry, my voice bad today. 10 Jamie Lane, Shrewsbury. Hazim, that first name, Lababidi. Sorry.
Okay, and can you just explain this license application very quickly?
Yes, just getting that store. So holiday and food will opening from 5:30 till 11 at night, every day. Please.
Excellent. Are there any questions from the committee?
Is this in the plaza next to Gasparo's Liquors?
Yes.
Next to Gasparo's?
Yes.
You have the
moment,
the
yes.
bright sign in the window. You can see it from space. It's so bright. Yeah, you might turn that down at night if you can.
Already, I will do so. I will do so.
No questions on the license. Thank you.
No? Any other questions or comments? All right, there being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, you're
Thank
all
you.
set. Thank you. Next, we have Ulta Beauty. Store Manager Gail. Also looking for a holiday sales license. Is there any public comment within chambers or on Zoom?
No public comment.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Open for discussion. If you could just give us your name and address for the record.
Gail Tetley, Garden City, 156 Hillside.
Okay, thank you, Gail. Just quickly, you're applying for a holiday sales license for the new Ulta Beauty in Garden City, I imagine.
We are.
Are there any questions or comments from the committee? Seems, oh, go ahead.
What are the hours of operations?
Right now, they are Sunday 11 to 6, Monday through Wednesday, 10 to 8, Thursday through Saturday, 10 to 9. The holiday hours at this point, we don't know. We're reacting to the pandemic and won't know until closer till then.
Okay,
Would you plan to apply for extended hours for holidays?
We would, yes.
okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Councilman Riley?
I'd just like to say welcome to Cranston and we're happy to have you here. I'll be fully supporting this. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Seems like a pretty simple application, and I think we could just go forward with the vote.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
So to apply for extended holiday hours, does that happen with anybody that's established in Garden City? Or is it something that you do every year?
Clerk, how long is this license?
I'm
good for?
sorry, I didn't hear the question.
So
Ah,
extended
holidays hours.
For Garden City and during holiday, is that something that you apply for every year?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And that you do get you get notice, right? When you'll get notified when it's time to reapply.
Okay.
Okay, all right. If there's no further discussion, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Gail. Have a good night. Next, we have a mobile food establishment license. It's for Dinalicious LLC. Is there anyone here representing Dinalicious? Hi, and is there anyone in the public on Zoom or present in chambers to speak for or against this license?
No public comment on Zoom.
Okay, I will entertain a motion
Motion to approve?
Second.
for discussion. If you could just give us your name and your address.
Sure,
And
my
then,
name's
tell-
Julia O'Rourke, 1065 Wallem Lake Road, Pasco.
Thank you, Ms. O'Rourke. Can you please give us, tell us a little bit about your company?
We're a mobile food truck and we're located in Northern Rhode Island. And we do different events throughout the state and in other states too. And we're looking to do the Mulligan's Island food truck event and any other possible events that might take place in Cranston that we're available for. We serve meat pies, dynamites. We make everything from scratch. And we do loaded potatoes. We do a rotating menu to suit our clients. So we can customize our menu. And that's pretty much it.
Excellent, thank you. Are there any questions for members of the committee? Okay, well, I'm excited to have you join us for the Mulligan's Island event. I hope we see you at a bunch of events. Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Okay, next we have a temporary mass gathering license. This is for Ocean State Concessions FTF at Mulligan's Islands with the dates of every Friday from May 6th to October 28th. Is there anyone here representing Ocean State Concessions? Okay, thank you. Is there anyone on Zoom or present in City Hall today to speak for or against this license application?
There's no public comment on Zoom.
Okay, I see none in chambers. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, now open for discussion. If you could please give us your name and your address.
Yeah, my name is Joe Boisvert, 303 Main Avenue, Warwick, Rhode Island. Yeah, Boisvert.
Okay, and could you please tell us a little bit about this license application?
So last year we did some events at Mulligan's Island and they were really, they turned out really well. And the owner of the property was very interested in bringing us back to do a weekly event. So we're putting it together and hoping that it is one of the premier food truck events in Rhode Island for the season.
So this is specifically for the food truck event. This is what this is exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Are there any questions or comments from the committee?
What would the hours of operation be for this?
The actual open hours 4:30 to 8:30. Probably later in the season, earlier in the docker, you know.
All right, great. This has been a great event. I've been to it in the past at Mulligan's, and it's been great to bring the kids to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Jermaine, did you have something to add?
Actually, Councilor, I'll ask the question. I would
He asked a question.
So there will be carnival because
So not carnivals, but it's on and off. There will be some like bounce houses and games. We haven't committed to every week with that because we want to see how they work out. There will be entertainment. We also are looking to bring in small businesses, spotlighting small businesses, dance studios, karate studios. There will be anything from acoustic bands to, 3 or 4 piece bands for a few hours. It's something that it's going to be pretty big, I would guess. And the amount of parking that we're allowed over there in conjunction with Mike from Mulligan's is, it's just a very nice size venue for, what we're looking to do.
last time you have it, you would have the park when the kids can go up and turn and those kind of activity. We'll have those coming.
No, like carnival rides and stuff. Yeah, we're not looking to do any of that kind of stuff. So it's going to focus on the food trucks. But we will have, we'll have a beer garden there. We're going to have, some events on the stage. There is a stage there. We're going to have theme nights. There'll be like a 50s theme. Last year we did a Jeep, like a Halloween dress up for the Jeeps. And, at every venture, we find, 501(c)(3)s, like, nonprofits to benefit. So, I mean, there will be a nonprofit present at every event,
So it mostly adult, not kid friendly.
Oh, it's going to be kid friendly. It will be kid friendly.
the
There definitely are kid, trucks, and there's ice cream trucks, and a lot of the music, like even last year, the Halloween event we did was, it was a lot of like geared towards, cover songs like Monster Mash, and the kids were there dressed up and having fun, and they were able to collect candy from the trucks, and yeah, there's definitely a children element there. So.
Okay, because my kids keep asking me, they want 3 monkeys, still have those monkeys home. So
Yeah.
they keep asking to bring them to this. I say, I don't this event.
The games that'll be there do have prizes, and so there'll be stuff like that.
Would it be possible for you to share the event calendar with us, with the clerk's office,
I mean,
similar
it's-
to other
it's-
venues?
I did with the clerk already, but I mean, yeah, it's every Friday throughout the, from starting May 6th, ending.
But what will be there specifically for each
Oh, yeah,
Friday?
Yeah. the
That's already
themes and
listed?
stuff Like, yeah, we're still putting a lot of stuff together. but
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. Are there any further questions? There being none, I'll ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Councilwoman Mazzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we have a victualling license for All Favorites Cafe. I have an Emily Marie listed here if she's present. And is there anyone on Zoom or present in council chambers to comment on this application?
No public comment on Zoom.
Okay, I see none in council chambers. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, we're now open for discussion. Emily, if you could introduce yourself, give us your address and tell us a little bit about All Favorites Cafe.
My name's Emily Marie. It's Marye. I'm at 41 Moreland Avenue in Cranston. My husband and I are taking over where JP Spoonham's was for 40 years. We live 10 blocks down the road. We're going to do the same breakfast and lunch, 7:30 to 2 o'clock every day except Monday in the warmer months. And then I think in the colder months, we'll do 8 to 2.
Excellent. Are there any questions from the committee? Councilwoman Vargas.
Excited.
What would you like to eat?
My Benedicts, eggs Benedicts. Listen, I just wanted to say, I'm happy that something else is going in there. I mean, I have to tell you, I have a soft spot for JP Spoonums.
A lot of people do.
And so I'm sure you're gonna uphold those expectations. You got some,
I'm the new
five
Pat.
stars
My
to
husband's
go.
the new Bert, I mean, the new Joe, yeah.
Yep.
But it's gonna be a jalapeno hollandaise. Are you okay with that? Okay.
yes. And I drive by there every day on my
Oh,
way
you
to drop
do?
off my son to school.
Oh,
I live
cool.
right around the corner, so
Okay.
it's really the walking way for me to have breakfast and my family. So it's definitely a staple in our community to have a breakfast location right there. Just by driving my son to school every day, I'll peek in, and I know you just put some new doors. I think I saw some subway tiles and some facelifting that you're
Just sprucing it up,
doing.
coats of paint, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to it, and here to help out in any way. I guess my question to you is, assuming this passes tonight, how soon are you looking to open?
Friday.
Of this week?
Mhm.
7:30, you said?
Yeah.
All right, great. And then just, I'm not sure if you owned any other restaurants in the past, but I do want to say, I know it's kind of hard and I haven't said it to all the restaurants or businesses coming before us. But I know there's a plastic bag ban, whether or not it's being enforced or not. I know that's really hard, but being from
going
Edgewood, I
paper.
know that I've been getting a few phone calls here and there about restaurants, and I know it's a tough time to really try to enforce it, but I know coming into Edgewood, all eyes will be on new businesses coming in as well, particularly with the water being not too far from where your location is. That being said, best wishes, and I look forward to being there. And I hope that you can get in touch with, if this passes, with the city to do a ribbon cutting as well that the mayor has through the Economic
Oh,
Development Office
sure.
as well.
Yeah, we're gonna apply for one of those loans. too,
Thank
I
you.
think. I didn't know about the plastic bag ban, so that's great, but we are doing paper. So, thank you.
Excellent. Any other questions from members of the committee? There being none, I welcome you, and I can't wait to go for breakfast with Lamas.
Great.
All right. Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a victualling license for Layla and Athena LLC, DBA Athena's Restaurant. Is there anyone present representing Athena's? Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
And is there anyone on Zoom or present in council chambers who would like to make public comment regarding this license application?
There's no public comment on Zoom.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Open for discussion. If you could just give us your name and your address for the record.
Sure. It's Christos, Christos, and Spiridis, Spyridis. You're very welcome.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about Athena's.
So the lovely lady that owns the place is ready to retire. She's in her late 60s, I believe, and she's also very Greek, as I am myself. And ironically, my daughter's named Athena, so I won't change the name. I've had a diner before in North Providence, and prior to that, I worked for Starbucks around 10 years in Europe, in Greece and Cyprus. And I love that area. She does a wonderful job in that location, I think. It's very close to the Greek church, and, you know, it's a very hyperactive place. It's very, you know, she's constantly busy. So I plan to be there around maybe 40 days of practice with her. And hopefully handover would be May 2nd. We're hoping for that. We're aiming for that. Hours would be absolutely the same, 6 to 2 every day. I believe Sunday would be 7 to 1. And yeah.
All right, excellent. Athena's is one of my favorite restaurants since we're talking about our favorites. Do we have any questions from members of the committee? Councilman Paplaskas.
Just more of a comment. Obviously, I'll be in support of this. I'm the council person that represents the area. I frequent the restaurant a lot. Don't change a thing.
I won't.
Make sure the muffins are still huge
It's
and the
very
food
strange
comes
'cause
out within minutes.
It's so strange that every person I've talked to, that's the only advice they have for me. don't change anything. So I
It-
guess
It's
good
it's
advice.
a success and look forward to supporting you. I'm glad that it's staying the same. I'm glad you named your daughter Athena, so it works. It was fate.
Yeah, it's
And,
meant to be, my wife says. So,
and you'll do great and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Sir. Thank you.
Councilman Riley?
I would just like to echo what Council President said. Don't change a thing. That's why it's so chaotic there. It's great. The prices are great and the portions are even better.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
that's definitely a staple in my house.
Thank
So
you.
best of luck to you and we're happy to have you.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? No? All right, thank you. Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Mazzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
All right, thank
you so
you.
much. Thank you.
Next, we have a victualling license for Rainbow Water. Is there anyone here representing Rainbow Water? Hi, thank you. And is there anyone on Zoom or in council chambers to speak for or against this application?
There is no public comment on Zoom.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
And to approve.
Second?
We're now open for discussion. If you could just give us your first name and last name as well as your address, and then tell us a little bit about Rainbow Water.
Okay, my name is Diana Trong, Truong, 314 Broad Street, Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you. Everything is going to stay the same. We're just changing the name of the foyer.
Are there any questions from any of the council members, perhaps a council member from the area? Councilwoman Vargas?
Diana, correct?
Yes.
Hi, Diana. This is right where Frojo is?
Yes.
And then the hair salon,
Yes.
correct? So is Rainbow Water, is that the new business that's going in the hair salon or where Froyo is?
Where foyer is.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit exactly as to what type of business?
It's the same.
Okay.
Everything is the same.
So it's staying,
Nothing changed, just the name,
okay, perfect. And so do you own the building or is it just that business?
just that business.
Is it is? Okay, perfect. And same hours as well as far as staying the same?
Yes, 12 to 10.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
the representative of that ward as well. So I mean, I'm happy to see a lot of businesses come in tonight before us in that ward. So here to
Thank
help
you.
in anything that I possibly can. And you probably already heard me in terms of the previous owner as well coming
Yeah.
before us on the other location. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Okay, thank you so much for coming before us. I wish you the best of luck and I'll be in to visit.
Thank you.
And clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Mazzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, next we have a victualling license for Rim Nam Thai Cuisine. Is there anyone here to represent them? Hi, how are you? Anyone here on Zoom or present in council chambers to speak for or against this application?
No public comment on Zoom.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Open for discussion. If you could just introduce yourself, give us your name, your address, and a little information about your restaurant.
Hi, my name is Wong, Pothisen, Photisen, 2212 Broad Street in Cranston.
And could you tell us a little bit about the restaurant that you're applying for a license?
The restaurant, I just gonna take over, be a owner. The girl she owned before, she still gonna work there. We're gonna change some food, like make more, like more, let make like a tasty food, like, but I look at the view, she don't really do like the good food at all. Now, we gonna change from my food to that, to over there. I have another one at Wakefield too. Mhm. The name could be the same.
And what will the hours be?
From 11 to 9.
Is that what days of the week?
We close Monday from.
Closed on Monday?
Yeah.
Is there any questions from members of the committee? Councilwoman Vargas?
Again, thank you for coming tonight. I'm happy to see that there's no closed doors in Patuxent Village area or just in
I think
in
she cooked for
Edgewood
2
area?
weeks, and then I cook. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, no, so I'm very excited that you're coming here before us. I want to wish you the best of luck with this passes. As I mentioned earlier, I'm also the representative of that location as well. I assume this is the place that's right next to the barber shop with where Deer Hearts Ice Cream is, correct?
Correct.
In that same building?
Yep, the same building.
Okay, great. So I want to say just welcome to Cranston. I assume this will pass tonight. I don't want to assume, but it's hope it does, right? And here to help. If I can be of any help, please let me know. But I'm really excited. All this conversations about food is making me very hungry tonight. So Thank you.
Anyone else? No? All right. I'm looking forward to coming in to trying the new food on the menu, and I'll ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Mazzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
Thank you. We have one more new matter before the committee. It's another victualling license, LDS 33 LLC DBA Sundays. Is there anyone here representing Sundays? Thank you. Is there anyone here from the public to speak for or against this application, either on Zoom or in chambers?
No public comment.
Okay, thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Open for discussion. If you could just give us your first and last name, your address, and then explain a little bit what you're doing here with Sundays.
The store's address? Or, Lindsay Schneider, address 775 Oaklawn Ave in Cranston. So pretty much my dad has owned this business for 36 years and I've managed it for the past 9 years. He's now retiring, so I'm taking over.
Excellent. Are you keeping everything pretty much the same
I've been
hours?
doing it for 9 years, so I
Nothing's
pretty
going
much
to
have it down
change.
pat.
All right, fantastic. Are there any questions or comments? Councilman Paplaskas.
First of all, obviously, I'm a fan and I frequent your place often. Yeah, we got everything in off Oakland Avenue. So, but my only concern is, and it's not a concern, it's just a comment I'm gonna make, stay on the top of the napkins blowing on the bike path.
Oh, I know. We are not giving as many napkins out, or even, I'm trying not to because not direct, but like a lot of the younger kids are just kind of throwing them. So we are going on the bike path, but at every night we do go, my staff goes on the parking lot, but I'm not having them go on the bike path at night. I don't know if you've been on the bike path at night. It's not the best area. There's just a lot of people that I don't feel comfortable having my teenage and college kids walking over there. So in the morning, they are walking down there when we open, but I just don't have them go down there at night.
Sounds good. And keep Graham Central Station
I know.
in stock. Thank you. Thank you.
Any further comments or questions? No? All right, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're continuing to operate Sundays, and I agree that's a good idea not to send teenagers out on the bike path at night. I'll ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Councilwoman Mazzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Moving on, I see no new business from the traffic engineer, no show cause, nothing from the police department, but Major Catalano is here if he has anything, wants to. You have anything?
Me, Madam Chair.
Okay.
I assume you're asking if we can do these renewals as a block?
I didn't get there yet, but I was just going through to make sure that Major
Do I-
Catalano had no business, even
Do
though
I
it
get
says-
another guess? Okay. Sorry.
I would like to know. Does anyone want to entertain a motion about the block?
Motion to vote on these as a block.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion or solicitor now? Is this okay to vote on voting on these as a block?
It is, Madam Chair, and I would give the same advice that I always give with the renewals, namely that there is a presumption in favor of renewals being granted. I would just ask, or you should ask, if anyone has any type of objection, because the only way that a renewal should or could be denied is if there is reasonable cause for the license not to be renewed. So simply make that inquiry, and if you don't hear anything, then it could be done as a block.
Okay, thank you, Solicitor. Is there anyone online who would like to say anything about any of these renewals or in council chambers?
No public comment.
No public comment? Okay, I'll ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
And I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the block?
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving to the monthly schedules, we have a schedule for roads on the Patuxent, which appears to me to be winter, mostly winter balls and some weddings. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the schedules of roads on the Patuxent and Cranston Stadium?
We're not on Cranston Stadium. Just roads.
Let's just do roads.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Yes.
Councilman Riley? Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes.
Okay, there is no schedule for Cranston Stadium, so we don't have to do anything with that. But we'll move on to miscellaneous. We have a change of DBA. This is for information only. No votes will be taken from AMF Bowling Centers DBA Cranston Bowl to AMF Bowling Centers DBA Bolero Cranston. See attached letter if you need to. Otherwise, there's no presentations, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, can we take a 5-minute recess before the Finance Committee meeting? All right. Okay, good evening. I'd like to call the April Finance Committee meeting to order. Vice President Ferry is not with us tonight, so I am the vice chair and I'll be running the meeting. So let's see. Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Council Vice President Ferry, Councilwoman Manzulli,
Present.
Councilman Riley,
Present.
Councilwoman Marino. Present. Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Present.
Council President Paplaskas.
Present.
And now I'll entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes from the last meeting.
So moved.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Manzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Marino. Yes. Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, I see no committee business matters carried over and no correspondence or communication, so we'll move to public hearings and new matters before the committee. I'd like to open up public comment right now for everything on the docket. If there is anyone here on Zoom, I don't see anyone for public comment in chambers.
There is no public comment.
Okay, I'd like to close public comment and move on to new matters before the committee. First, we have ordinance 3-22-01. It's an ordinance ratifying the school committee's collective bargaining agreement with Rhode Island Laborers District Council 1322 Bus Drivers Unit, introduced pursuant to Charter Section 11.02.1. You can view that online unless you have a copy in front of you. And let's see, I will entertain a motion.
Second.
Open for discussion. I know that Mr. Balducci is here from the school department. If he'd like to say a few words, or I believe he's available for questions.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. The name is Joe Balducci, Chief Financial Officer with Cranston Public Schools. This evening, we have before you a 3-year contract with our bus drivers. Hopefully, everyone has a fiscal note in front of you. Basically, it addresses wages over 3 years. And like the other groups that we negotiated with, there was a one-time contract ratification bonus that we factored into the first year of the contract only. And again, I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Mr. Balducci, would you say this bonus is, based from working through COVID-19?
We've defined it as a ratification bonus. It's to try to move negotiations forward. It's the same dollar amount that we gave to the custodians and the trades. So it's a $2,000 per person, one-time payout in the first year of the contract.
Excellent, thank you. Are there any questions from the committee? Council President Paplaskas.
Thank you, Chair. Obviously, Director Strom's not here to ask. I usually say, Director Strom, are we good with this? Can we afford it? So I'm just going to ask our budget analyst if he has any concerns or questions. I know he's taking the time to review this for us.
The only question, Mr. Balducci, is this in the current budget that was submitted?
It is. So in the 22-23 budget year 2, because basically the first year, 21-22 is the year we're in. So those funds have been set aside, and also in the second year of the contract as well. The third year, we will incorporate into the 23-24 budget. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other further questions or comments from members or the committee or other council members present? Okay, there being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Manzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Marino. Yes. Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Mr. Balducci. Have a good night.
You as well.
See you soon. Okay, moving on, we have a resolution titled FY 2023 State Budget Allocation for Funding Cranston's Public Libraries, sponsored by Council President Paplaskas and Council Minority Leader Donegan. I will entertain a motion.
Second.
Okay, we're open for discussion. Would either Council President Paplaskas or Council Minority Leader Donegan like to speak on their resolution?
I'll defer to Councilmember Donegan.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Chairwoman. This resolution before us this evening comes at the request of our library director, Ed Garsha. It's my understanding that over the years, the state budget hasn't fully funded the public libraries, which, as someone who has enjoyed and benefited from the services that the Cranston Public Libraries have offered over time, is crucially important to our communities. So with that, I would urge and hope that the council this evening, or the committee this evening, would support this resolution, and I would urge the General Assembly and anyone at the state level to fully fund our public libraries throughout the state.
Thank you, Councilman Donegan. Council President Paplaskas, do you have anything to add to that?
Nope, Councilmember Donegan eloquently explained it. I have nothing to add other than it's a request from Director Gosher, and the state can fund at a full, the full percent they're asking for. It would certainly help the city. So, thank you.
Excellent, thank you. I just want to comment that I think that Director Garsha does an excellent job, and we have some of the best library in the state. And I would ask, could I please be added as a sponsor to this resolution? Would anyone else like to comment or ask a question? Go ahead, Councilwoman Vargas.
Thank you. I'm not on the committee. But very much like you, Councilwoman Renzulli, if the co-sponsor are okay with it, I'd like to be added as well. Thank you.
Anyone else? Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Yes, as Council Vargas, I'm not in the committee, but this is an issue that I support, so I would be likely to add as a co-sponsor as well.
Okay. Would anyone else like to be added as a co-sponsor? Would everyone like to be added as a co-sponsor? Okay.
If I may,
Mhm.
thank you. I would also go so far to say thank you to Councilman Donegan and Council President Paplaskas for the bipartisan effort in creating this resolution, and I would be happily added as a co-sponsor. Thank you.
Excellent. Clerk, could you please add everyone as a co-sponsor? And thank you again, Council President and Minority Leader Donegan, for putting this together. I'll ask the clerk to please take the roll if there's no further discussion.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley, Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Council Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Moving to real estate tax abatements, you can click to view if you haven't printed them out. I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Open for discussion. Does anyone have any questions or comments? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli.
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
And for motor vehicle tax abatements, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Open for discussion. Are there any questions or comments? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley, Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Thank you. The next matter listed, the Tax Assessment Board of Review assessed December 31st, 2020. This is for information only. There's no vote to be taken, but if anyone would like to comment, I will give you the opportunity now. Councilman Donegan?
Are we on the tax assessment board? Is that right? Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure I'm in the right place. I know we cannot vote. This is just every year, Chapel View has come up on the docket for some substantial reassessments. Without having gone numbers or back through my notes, I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands. It's just, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars that now has to be shifted onto potentially residential properties here in the city, that we know how difficult everything is and how tight people are stretched right now, I really think that, we have to ensure that these large companies that can afford it are not getting what essentially works out to a tax break. So that's all I want to say.
Is there any further comment? There being none, thank you, Councilman Donegan. And I will move on to the tax interest waiver approvals and entertain a motion.
To approve?
Second.
Open for discussion. Does anyone have any comments or questions? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
And that is all we have on the docket tonight, so I will entertain a
Chair,
motion to adjourn.
Chair,
Yes.
I just got a quick update, a point of information for the council. Don't know if it really falls under this, but I just want to let you know that Mr. Lima is updating or uploading about 10 years worth of council meetings to YouTube. So that way we can all go back and see Paul McCauley's greatest hits. So over the next few weeks, you might start seeing meetings pop up on YouTube from the past. Rose had a box in her office of all of the full council meetings for pretty much the last 10 years.
Oh, that's
So
exciting.
Maybe we can go
There's
back as a
something
reference.
to watch while we're reading the budget.
So thank you, Rose. Thank you, Tom, and thank you, Paul. We'll see you soon on YouTube.
All right, thank you, everyone. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, see you Wednesday.